Yeah.
KX and
And while I start it now, I'm gonna get the whole questions. Hold up.
let me hit starting soon so we get to see us for a sec. Hey everybody, yeah, well, I'll be hit starting soon because I want to get the chats all up. There
Yeah.
we go.
You're good. Take your time.
I just like having all the chats, and for X, you got to go into X Studio. Everything else is what's one click and it goes live. But for X Studio, I have to go into the actual
Thing
producer
to.
thing and manually turn it on. I have to go on the web page, and it takes 2 seconds. So it doesn't take that long. Okay, yeah, do entertainment concert today.
Very good. And I think I have another person that's playing Wednesday. I gotta like do this with. So I'm like, I've been on point with this stuff recently. And I will say,
Believe it or not, X will have probably our biggest audience, even though they don't talk. That usually gets between like 50 to 60 on average. Sometimes it'll really pop off at like 100 something, but that's where we have our most interaction is on X lately.
yeah. Oh, hold on, my eyes are killing me. Holy Lord. Uh, oh yeah, and when I send in DMs, that's my new look coming soon.
Oh yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, really cute. And probably later on, when it, depending on how much it is, I might have art update it later so I can toggle to show the feetsies just to be heard. Cause you know, fishnets. And it's good thing in the OBS I have stuff set up where audio is like separated, but I need to still adjust it when streaming or recording. So like I can like go, okay, this is Discord audio, this is follower audio, blah blah blah, whatever.
Yeah.
It's like the audio track confused Apple's absolute lord out of me. Like, what did I do? Hello?
Alerts, chat, sub goal. Yeah, I put us on mute so nobody could hear us too, real quick. All right, I got the chat on, got the alerts on. I always do a little thing before I start now, just to have all the stuff, but that's all on.
Yeah, I do have like starting to see things so like they can hear us, but it's fine for right now. It's like the one thing I forgot that
YouTube
what
is just it's a new channel, so I don't really expect to get too many chats in YouTube. That's just basically to get the VOD now, because Twitch, doesn't really save worth shit anymore.
yeah. And actually I'm trying to think when I found the Chaotichelleaven channel. I know I was in high school right before I graduated. Oh, yeah, it was probably around in 2021, right as I graduated.
Oh wow, so you've been that was where our channel 2021 was our peak time. We had a good interaction times during that time.
Yeah,
It's bouncing back now, but yeah, 2021 was like that was COVID and everything. Poof, that we were popping off at that time.
yeah, and I will say it was interesting, and I was just like, man, maybe one day I can talk to them one day, and then a few years later, here I am with everyone. And I would say,
Find out as many of my there's only a few people in the community that are still going strong. I would say that's me and Jenny Secret. Everybody else is kind of like very inconsistent.
yeah,
Jenny
and
Secret will be posting every week, at least a couple drawings, if not more a week. They interact with their fans and stuff, but everybody else, they're not really with it, man. They're kind
yeah,
of like, I'm not trying to be mean, but they're a little disappointing. They sat there, they either talk shit or didn't really back it up and stuff, and then now they're like all gone and stuff. It's kind of disappointing because you want to also see them succeed, even though you have a little rivalry going on with them, but to see them not doing anything at all is kind of like that's sad, you know.
yeah,
Like not so much that I wasted my time with them, but it's just a matter of it was a good back and forth thing with them, and then like they don't do anything anymore. It's like wow, you became a normal person. That's kind of sad, bro.
yeah. And I will say the amount of like other people I have had on this podcast stuff, it's always been nice. First episode was really good. Second one, which was Chalky Lotus, he is a sweetheart. I love her for that.
Chonky's Chunky's the best.
Yeah.
Chunky is the best. Now, anybody that says something with Chunky, you got a mental disorder beyond belief, because Chunky is one of the sweetest people I've met in my life, and I've been around a little bit, so.
Yeah.
So,
And honestly, I hope she's doing okay right now. Like, I would like give her like a lot of hugs, just going, "You're okay, hun. Don't let people bother you." I'm only saying that because like she. And honestly, VTuber's just been so much fun lately. After just not doing a lot of my one thing I've not done recently, I'm just like, man, this actually kind of feels fun when having time for it for once. Like, kind of just hope to keep having fun while getting other things sorted out.
here, give me your channel real quick. I did want to do it in the announcement at the same time.
Oh, Twitch? Because I'm only on
Yeah,
Twitch.
yeah. Yeah, let me. I'll copy this right here. Let's put it.
Yeah. Oh
But I
my
put it- I
gosh,
find-
Cause.
Hmm?
I just got 10 gifted subs. My lord.
Wow, cool.
Cause, oh my gosh, thank you for the 10 gifted. Holy shit.
I am not with you yet, so I can't see it yet. They could probably hear you, but they can't hear me because I'm. If they hear me, they hear me. That's awesome that you gifted their subs. That's cool. Okay, I got your thing.
Oh my gosh.
Please.
That's surprising. I had never had that happen. And good morning, Alcor. Oh my lord. One way to shock the crap out of me. Hey, what do you mean I'm being gaslit, Cause? What the heck? At least it's gonna be like way worse with gifted subs. Because I feel like in the future,
Twitch, I find, is kind of one of the. It's not the worst with monetization and stuff like that, but it's so. You really got to rely on your fans to get anything good.
yeah.
Because advertisement wise, it's.
I'll say I think I've been doing my before I became a VTuber back then. I think trying to think because I used to show my face and whatever. But after a certain point, I decided to go VTuber mode because I always had that resting bitch face when I was streaming with my real face. And I will say, because before I went 2D, I was 3D, and I think later on I can show you what the 3D one looks like since it's on my YouTube channel. And I would say the dress was really cute, it was Feroid, but I loved it so much. And then had that turned into 2D, and later on, what I'm using right now is my V2 of the outfit. And that V3, what I show you in DMs, is kind of like the next evolution. I figured.
Cool.
I think actually I don't know if I showed you the whole power she has with the next evolution coming up.
You can show me.
Yeah, maybe later because I would have to like go digging through one pair of the DMs Discord I have. It's like I know one artist wants me to have a spot for me so I can get more I guess fun art.
Gotta change the title because I always forget to do that.
That is a feel. I know how that feels.
I don't know why I'm gonna have to like make a checklist and have like something yell at me before you start the stream. You're gonna start the stream. This is what you gotta do before that.
Also, that would sound like a cool like little tool to have. I know
As soon as you sit your ass on your chair, it literally yells at you.
Yeah.
It's like, hey asshole, do that.
It's like, hey, oh my gosh, my throat. It's like, as soon as I'm supposed to say hey, it's just like, nope. Throat, go bye bye. Sting. Yeah. I will say I'm gonna be like comfy for a lot today.
All right, that is okay. Title done. Time to get to the next level. I can't talk yet. I have my thing muted.
You're
Talking on TikTok already.
TikTok on the clock.
Right? Ping people to annoy them because they want to be part of the inner friend circle. They get pinged a lot. And I told them, you want to just talk to me all the time. You get to be pinged every time I go live with the girls or me or whatever. So that's what you get. Wow.
Yeah. And actually, I forget. I need to figure out how many like giantess VTubers and other VTubers I met. I kind of like lost track recently. I will say with the podcast though, because I don't mind saying this before asking the questions. However,
Mm-hmm.
I will say basically since this is episode 4. Let's well, is it 4? I think so. Yeah, because there's gonna be like 10 episodes, and after a few more are done, I'll see how the playlist on YouTube and the stuff on the main YouTube channel does. And if people like it, which looks like people are liking it, I will basically do a second season, and probably only 10 episodes each, because I do not want to do what I did on my VR chat when I still need to finish. That's like 20 episodes still for season 2, where I'm like, fuck. And it's hard to find people on there that are willing to like come on.
Yeah, do interviews and stuff. I know.
Yeah, I'm just
Mostly
like,
when we do start our podcast thing, because it's been like a forever idea that I want to do with Chibi, Rika's voice actress. It's going to be talk about anime and just stuff in general going on in the week and things like that. When we start doing it. So this the reason why I also want to do an interview to show her an example how easy it is to do. Literally, you point, you click, and that's it, kind of thing. It's not hard.
yeah. Yeah, it shouldn't be, yeah, because it's not really hard. Because, like I was saying, I've been like on a how many? Like 3 or more, even like behind like one, watching people do it. I can like
Now,
literally get the hang of it.
alrighty, we're going live on the voices here and everything. So, okay, desktop audio is you, and voice mod is me. Even though I have it on just clear mic because I want my normal voice for it,
Yeah.
no matter what they request. And poof, we're on. We are
Hello.
live. We are live. We are live. Yo, everybody, how's everybody doing today? Even though I starting early because I want to just get this done. Not that I want to just get it over with, but it's just like I want to do other shit. Or I want to nap. One of the two things. Other shit means nap.
Yeah, let's take
I
like a few
started early.
naps.
Yeah, I started early and I want to get done early. So this was planned and there you go.
Yep.
Yeah, as Rose said, it's time to get to the next level. This is sure it's next level. This is a next level. Sure. Why not? Why not? But
Yeah.
after this stream, I am going to record 2 weeks worth of update videos. So I am already know what I'm planning, guys. So look forward to that. You guys are actually enjoying those. So it's surprising. Some of those get better views than our VODs now. So that's pretty cool. Thank you, guys. Yeah, go ahead. Do the interview. I will sit here and answers.
No, you're good. Hello everyone. My name is Ikeba, or you can call me Ike, and I'm here with oh my gosh, Chaotichelleaven today. And today we're gonna ask them some questions. And for everyone in both chats, just call me Ike because I know people mess up my name very easily. But anyways, before we ask any questions, how are you doing today, Chaotic?
I am doing great. I am full of energy. I went to sleep at a normal time of 2 a.m. Wow. And I got to wake up at always like 7 a.m. to take my kid off to school. So, yeah, I'm full of energy. And yeah, want to get it. Yeah, want to get everything I got. Want to get done before I crash out because I will crash out like an old person I am and just die around early in the afternoon before my kid comes home and the wife comes home and then I got to cook, clean, and do other shit.
Yeah.
I'm a content creator and I am also like a house dad mommy thingy or whatever the hell you want to call it. It's accommodating because my kid's going to school and sometimes he needs to come out of school early and stuff like that given his condition, even though he's getting better and stuff. It's not like a sick thing, it's just an autistic thing and stuff like that, but he's getting a lot better. So but one of us had to be on call and made a choice. During COVID time that, yeah, I'd take that role. My body was beat up after, unloading trucks for 25 years. So it was just like, yeah, it was time to really pursue the content creation thing. And that's why people say, oh, why do you post content every day? And why are you going so hard? Is that's how I used to work. I used to work the same way. I was the best at what I did. Of course, I'm not the best at content creation. That's just silly to say. But I'm going 100% all the time, and I always want to do my best, and that's what's important to me is trying my best. What I am capable of doing, type of situation.
Yeah, which is understandable. Okay. To the first. Oh my gosh, my arm. To the first question. I'm still sore from yesterday from like doing a lot of stuff at work yesterday. Okay. First question: how do you come up with your VTuber name and concept?
Okay, well, there's several concepts to the actual lore of Demonaya. It is in the manga. It is actually the latest manga chapter before the newest for Chaotichelleaven, actually, where Demonaya gets created. Demonaya is actually a combination of the buggy idol thing that was supposed to be a joke that Rika's voice actress Chibi Hime and I came up with, which was a cat dog kind of cockroach situation because Rika in the light novel had a cockroach pet. So we were like, well, that's not probably going to be visually appealing. So what can we do? We're like, okay, we'll make it a cat and dog and a cockroach. So that's where Buggy came in. Buggy was a cute kind of blue thing that has kind of similarities of how I look, but much different. Buggy Basically the devil was defeated at the end of volume 3 by idol Rika Hellevin's transformation. It was called chaotic idol Rika, and yeah, that's a weird name, I know. But anyway, she beat the crap out of him after that. And she sucked away all his powers. So she was about to kill him because he came at her kind of situation kind of thing, and she's like, well, I'm just gonna kill dad, fuck him. And Chibi Hime is also, as a complex as my story is, also Rika's voice actress, is also in the manga as herself, sort of, but it's her own OC kind of character, so she is in there also, and she's like, can you not kill him? And Rika's like, fine. And so the devil gets to live. He's living in Chibi Hime's house, and he's just beat up, and he's been slowly healing. And Rika's always just showing up and messing around as the story for Chaotichelleaven is going on, because of course, with the devil being defeated, that created a ripple effect in hell, a power struggle, and a lot of demons in hell are trying to off the devil. So they are showing up one by one, slowly. And sometimes Rika will interact and just beat him, or she'll find some funny way to get the demons get defeated by her friends and stuff like that. So Demonaya, as you're seeing before you, was something that Rika did on a whim by combining Buggy and the devil together, and this is the result. So to make me visually appealing for the fans, because having a weird conceptical character that is a male, female, a male, and a cockroach, which we don't know if it's a male or female, confuses everybody, and that's what we always go for in Chaotichelleaven, to get confuserated, all confused and stuff like that.
Yeah, I would say I like how that concept works. It's really cool.
Yeah, that's why it's Chaotichelleaven. You got a lot of many things going on. Again, if you read the manga, we have 3 published volumes right now that you can get on Amazon and any bookstore if you ask for it. I'd like to get a proper publisher, because Amazon, for all its greatness of being able to get your physical book and having nothing to shell out for it, kind of thing, I didn't have to do capital other than getting it formatted correctly for Amazon. Um, they are supposed to be where they're basically get the bookstores to carry the book, but they don't actually follow through with that as a proper publisher would. So I still want to look into going like Yen Press or something like that to actually get the series, promoted without me doing all the legwork. I already do enough. I don't need to be doing every single little thing, like publishers should be doing publisher things. I don't need to be the publisher too.
Yeah.
Yo,
That
you're gonna see any giantess videos in this live? Are we gonna see any giant? It's an interview. Giantess videos are content based. Mr. Andrea 1020 or Mrs. Andrea 1020, either one, I don't know. But yeah, in terms of seeing the videos themselves, that is not what the stream's about. It is an interview right now. I am being interviewed. And Giantess videos are always daily on our TikToks and stuff. So you want to see that? It's right there. I just put one up today. I just put it up 2 hours before this interview started. Blah 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 blah. Okay, I'm just talking too much. Go ahead. Where is
no,
it?
no, you're good. Gives me moments of like I can rest my mouth a little bit. Yeah. Question two: what inspired your model design or lore? I think this one was already talked about.
Yeah, it's a demon eye. Yeah, just read the new chapter. That's how I was created, and now I am internally. I was a badass looking demon wearing a nice hoodie and nice horns and sunglasses, looking badass. And then I got turned into this thing.
Yeah, I swear I want to do like a really interesting design if I made a new character, but I don't know if I know what to do with that. I'm not good with coming up with ideas.
Well, you're looking at a person that designs characters for a living, so you can just run ideas by me, and I can throw things back at you, and you'd be like, "Oh shit, that looks crazy," because I am a concept crazy person. I come up with all kinds of ideas, and your
Yeah.
tail's too much in my faces. You move over a little bit. I
Oh.
get tails in my face here.
Oh. Oh. I'm sorry. Here, let me
I'm
just.
getting whipped with a tail here. I'm getting if we had the not what is it the
Way went down on your side.
the bag thing. Yeah, no, that's good now. That thing that where people redeem in chat, they hit us in the face thing. I would be getting hit with tails.
Yeah, I have like 10 tails. Well, let me do something on my side real quick. Oh, and yeah, look, rainbow tail. I gotta be like
And
careful.
I'm sorry, chat. I started this early. I know most of you aren't here, but you feel free to enjoy the replay. I know you guys are gonna miss out on this, but that's just how it is. We wanted to start it, and I think it's a podcast anyway, so it's about replayable.
Yeah. Another one in chaotic thing. I will probably put this on Spotify as well since I have a Spotify thing. So it'll be there for everyone later. Which I need to get the other episodes uploaded there so everyone can watch
Make
it.
yourself, uh, make yourself the front layer, by the way, because my tail's just whacking you and blocking
Oh,
you.
oh, how do I make myself the front layer?
I don't know. How did this happen? There you go. You did it. Whatever you did it.
Oh,
Maybe it's the last thing that somebody moved. I don't know how you do that exactly, but it's done. So it's done. It's done.
well, getting whacked still on my site's fine. I'm not gonna worry about it. I don't mind getting whacked in the face. I like floof.
Floof. We're both floofy.
Yep.
Thank you for the gifted sub, bros. Thank you. Even though I don't know what the heck that is on TikTok,
Yeah.
probably like a penny, but hey, every penny counts, I guess, right?
Question three: if you could describe your VTuber persona in 3 words, what would they be? My gosh, my brain farted so hard on that one.
In one word.
uh basically question three was basically if you could describe your VTuber persona in 3 words, what would they be?
Words.
Yeah.
Well, first word is tragedy because I'm trapped in here, and my crazy daughter won't let me out. And then the fans actually like this thing, so it's like, yeah, thanks. I'm stuck this way. Even though it's a visually joke and a concept kind of thing, and we're very impulsive in the series. Yeah, this is something, and I actually like the sign personally myself, but in lore wise, I hate it. It's very conflicting. So the other words would be, what was the first? The first one was tragic, complicated, and also confusing. Yes, tragic, complicated, and confused.
Yeah. That makes sense. Because, like, I would say, if I wanted to describe myself in three ways with myself, I would say happy, tragic, and sad at the same time. Because, like, how she evolved basically gets the same ones I do and grows up with me.
Hmm.
And it kind of shows that.
Yeah.
Okay, wait. Okay, four. I was like, hold on. I can tell my autistic brain's not wanting to work with me right now.
It's okay.
Yeah. Question four. What made you decide to start VTubing?
Well, to be long story short, okay, well, it's not going to end up being short because it's a long story. Um, Basically, if you want to just sum it up, I had the series; it was already going. Had the YouTube, well, we had the YouTube anyway. Um, and I was popping off, doing fine, growing very consistently, getting good subs, things like that, you know. But I wanted to branch out further, and at first it was seeming unattainable because at that time, we're talking about 2020, I would say 2019, 2020. VTubing was still kind of pricey to look into. So when I got together with my manga artist and we really started publishing things and stuff, we just got to talking about VTubing and stuff. We're like, oh, I could make the VTuber for you. It's just you're gonna have to farm out the rigging because while I could rig, it's just if I rig, I won't be able to do your manga at the same time. And I'm like, no, 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 no. Let's just whenever we need a VTuber done, you can do the PNG version of it, and then I'll farm out the rigging where needed. If the rigger is busy, I'll go with another rigger. Uh, Currently, we've been staying with like the one rigger we've been going with. They're used to us now, so I kind of stick if it works, I will stick with them and give them the business type of thing. And they do a good job now. They're getting used to it. Rika's new kaiju Rojin Rika, her giantess form, that's all crazy haired and stuff like that. That was a meticulous one there. That one took a little bit of time, and we were very, very picky. The manga artist gave their notes on it too, and because they put many, 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 many layers for that. It's very detailed and very well done. I was the Divanaya one was before that, and as you can see, the facial expressions and stuff are very animated and stuff. They've gotten very much, very good at what they're doing compared to when we first were working with them. Oh, geez, let's see. They did the rigger and stuff. I've had several riggers, but the one I've had recently, he's been with us for about 2 years now. So they've evolved with us, and the manga artist is also involved and gotten much better with the designs compared to other ones, to the point of a lot of them I'm probably to get 2.0s and 3.0s of, just because we've gotten so much better at how they look now. They look more anime like, my next idea is to have the normal Rika probably redone next as just a normal look, but look just more modern now, because that's actually our oldest VTuber. She was the first one. She used to just have a half a body because it was so expensive to have a full body at the time. It would just
Uh,
be from the waist up type of thing, and not like have the full you know body thing going, where you had the whole thing going here, like from the whole thing down type of situation. It used to be now I went over but on a top layer by doing that. So I think if you toggle, like just move your character around, it goes in front at that point, because I wheeled up and stuff. So now I'm blocking you again. But yeah,
uh,
that's how we got it to VTubing. But yeah, I'm over you again by doing that.
am
But
I
it goes
over
in.
you
That's
now?
how it works.
Or,
I see. See, we learned.
yeah,
If
I
you
just,
now see, yeah, you
I
did a
think,
small mouse thingy.
oh god, I think I messed it up on your side. Sorry.
No, you're good. You're good. You're good.
Oh, he went on to my left.
Yeah, so if I move like
Oh,
this, then yeah, you just gotta make sure you move with your mouse. That's all. I'm gonna go into a good spot here, Joe.
oh, okay, I see.
There you go. There you go. Yeah, you just had a you just gotta move your mouse and it's good. So when you don't want to go in front of the other one, or you do, or go in the back and front, whatever, you just gotta use your mouse for a second. We are
Yeah.
learning. We are learning. Both having the foofy tails flying around and stuff.
Yeah, I love these floofy tails. At least they're gonna be toggled with V3 later on, which is nice. Anyways,
funny thing though is like when it comes around the VTuber subject is this tail thing the rigger didn't understand because English isn't their first language. They didn't understand I wanted it upright like this. They because our other previous models they had their tails downward turned and stuff, which is fine, but when you're doing a stream, you most likely will not see the tail unless it's going this way. You know, if the tail is going from the normal version, technically from bottom swishing kind of thing, they're only going to see a little swish on the stream compared to this, where it's going upwards kind of thing. It's an upwards tail movement type of situation. Where the other way is kind of downwards, and they can't see it on the stream. So I was like, oh yeah, that's something. And I'm like, you're gonna have to fix all those eventually. He's like, I know, because
Yeah.
now it drives me crazy that all of them don't have that do have tails. Especially Idol Rika, she's still a very pretty model, and that's probably what we gonna get fixed soon.
Uh, that that's understandable. I don't know why I love tails so much. They're so floofy. Even like
Yeah,
when you have when being a 10 tail kitsune, you can just use them as a big like beanbag or a big like cuddle like tail. Actually, beanbag part sounds fun. You just can go boing boing.
yeah.
Okay, next one. How did you feel during your first stream?
Naturally, I've learned it's little different levels when it comes to feeling for the first stream. I'm not. I was when I was younger. I was a shy person, but once I got into high school and I played football and stuff like that, all that stuff busted out of me, and the stuff I learned in the streets, being in bad neighborhoods and stuff like that, kind of crippled over to the point of it helped you out as terms of how to open up to people and stuff like that, know how to handle yourself. And I just take that to the streaming level. Now, when it's gaming, I'm still finding difficult because when I game, I kind of lock in and then I won't be talking at the same time like we're talking right now. I only know how to focus on one thing. If I'm talking, I'm going to be talking. But if I'm gaming and I'm gaming, it's hard to do both at the same time. I don't know how some girls and guys do it on here where they can sit there and be completely engaging while they're playing a game at the same time. Because if you have to concentrate even a little bit, it's just like you're just sitting there going,
Yeah, it's just
"Oh yeah,
basically
I'm supposed to
full
talk,"
on.
like, like.
I have done that too many times to keep count. I'm like, huh? Oh, because I think I used to have one thing literally that would get my attention. I forgot what it was, but it was mostly used for Twitch. But like, I need somebody to literally just yell at me, going, "Hey, someone's chatting." I'm like, oh, hi.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just totally like it's those that can do that at the same time. They're literally playing and they still talk. They go still go ba 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 ba. That's a talent. That's a talent because I cannot do both still, and that's the only thing that I still take to the streams. I keep it in mind, but I always still do it naturally because it's just like it's still when you're gaming, it's like when you're not streaming, you're still gaming. You're not going to sit there and when you're just sitting on your couch or bed or playing a game, you're not talking. You're just not going to just sit there and talk randomly. Everybody else just looks at you now and say, "What the hell's wrong with you?" Like, "Oh, I'm gaming. I'm just practicing my talking." Like, no, everybody be like, "Stop doing that, please." Like,
Yeah. I would say even when I would say while streaming, and I think I ironically agree with this, it has helped me kind of socialize a little bit with other people.
mm,
Which I think some people could agree on that. Would you?
I'm sure. I'm sure. Me personally, I don't have to. I know some people still got growing to do and stuff like that. And it's not fault on that. I'm way past that at this point. Like I said, my age shows I don't have any further investment when it comes to social things. This is what I am. It's just I can learn to trust people quicker and stuff and things like that, and not assume. I mean, as now that I've been out of the workplace and this is my workplace, I've learned to be more warm to people and understand them and not. But when I was working at my job, it was always like hate the person right away for no reason whatsoever. Oh, they're new here. I don't like them automatically, and then they end up being cool. It's just like, why did I act like that? It's like, I could have been more nicer to them right away, but I don't know why I didn't. And it's like human race is very odd. I say we all have behavioral patterns that don't make sense sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes it goes from like anger to kindness, and then it, and then while we're out, and then rinse and repeats itself.
Yeah, now I just get the work related stuff secondhand from my wife when she goes through that. I'm like, ah, yes, so that stuff at work, that was something, you know.
Yeah.
Not that it hasn't been with the content creation thing before. I kind of just cut it all out and stuff, which was bad and good. But I used to have a full blown like big staff of people with a bunch of mods and stuff like that. But now it's just me and the girls for the most part, with a couple of mods in the Discord and stuff. But I kind of kicked everybody else out because they were just being too weird with it. You know, they were just kind of like trying to tell me what to do. I will listen to the fans up and down, and I will make sure that they are happy with what they're watching. But it got to the point where they were basically like, "You better do this or else," kind of shit. And I was just like, you know what, that you're all gone. So, okay. You're not my boss. You're literally like, you know, it's not much who's paying or what's paying, or you know, if your Patreons at one point, it's just like you can't. It has to be my thing, or it's not my thing anymore, and I'm not going to enjoy doing it. And it's just going to become a normal job, and I'm not going to want to do it anymore.
Yeah. uh, man. Okay, next. Let's get to the next one because I forget how many questions I put. That should be long, long as we blow through them. Okay, next one. Why do you do giantess content?
Giantess content. Yeah. Okay. Let's just get it out of the way. Everybody has the starting point of what got them into giantess content. You could say Alice in Wonderland, or it was a random Ninja Turtles episode where April O'Neil, found them and the Ninja Turtles were all small and stuff. It's always stems from childhood. Okay. You could sit there and you blame all the cartoon makers around the world and the animation persons that decided to throw that into our psyche, okay? They did it. It is never our fault ever. We just thought of it, well, that's a cool concept. For me, the whole concept is, if you haven't noticed from the series, is I like the paranorm of it of, okay, here's a super cute girl, right? Super cute girl. You want to pet her on the head. She's awesome. You know, she's like Baka, or she's a super nice girl, or whatever type of tsundere personality, or whatever personality you want for a cute anime girl. And all of a sudden, she's a fucking terror that is destroying like everything and everyone just by walking around and stuff. I just find that concept really funny and fascinating and really cool because it's just something that is completely harmless one way or the other. Maybe she'll punch you in the anime version if you say something silly or whatever, or comically in an anime or whatever, for a story purpose, in, you know, just whatever. But in terms of giantess content, is she's a complete like final boss type of situation now, and like something that was so cute is now such a crazy thing to see, that she's like, you know, a god type of thing, personality type of thing now, when it wasn't like that dynamic before in terms of the series. I find that really fascinating. That's why I always throw it out there for the series. You know, Rika is already a strong personality, but once you see her past, you'll see why she becomes a giantess, because people look down on her for because she was different in her childhood, and now she makes it a point to do that to the rest. The human race made Rika what she is. They had an opportunity to make her something that was really good and something that helped people. Her human parents, the ones that ended up, you know, her demon dad, B, threw her on the human thing along with Rika's mom, who was, you know, sitting god at the time. They just threw her on her human family. And the human family was doing right by Rika and saying, hey, man, we can tell you got these crazy ass powers, but you got to do it in moderation. How about just keeping that shit down? Just live a normal human thing, because if you have powers, everybody's going to be sitting there looking at you and saying, oh, we want this and that, blah, blah, blah. We want you to live a normal human kid life. So taper that shit down. And Rika was listening to him for a long time, until a point of her just being there. People could tell she was different, and they were being real fucking toxic to her and real fucked up to her and bullying her, and anybody that wanted to be friends with her, like one of her friends. Again, I don't want to spoil things, but if you read the series, you'll understand. Rika had a breaking point, and we have the current Rika right now because the human race kept pushing her buttons, kind of a situation. The chaos she ensues and the world she now rules is because of the human race. They created the calamity when she could have been something that helps people, heals people, saves people. while in the series she still has her good guy points, she is not a good guy by any means whatsoever in the series. Not one bit. She is not a protagonist or antagonist. She is just a chaotic element in her own world, and she affects other worlds now. That's why the spin-offs happen. That's why you have 6 other spin-off series for that. She visited other universes and dimensions, and her just being there changed the entire dynamic of what was going to happen in that world. In Diminished, Queen Victoria, the main character, was about to be killed. It was a power struggle. Her father died, and it was a power struggle between her half brother and she didn't even know the half brother. She still doesn't even know him in the series, but her half brother was basically just plotted to have her assassinated once the father died. Um, and she was about to be offed, and just before she's about to be off, Rika shows up and says, you got 2 choices here. One, you could die right here, or I can give you a power that could change your entire dynamic and thing. And basically, she gave her, and of course, the Queen Victoria agreed. She doesn't want to die, and Rika gives her the power to diminish people. So that is anything she sees before her and she proclaims that should be diminished will be diminished. As the series is going on now, she finds out she can diminish them to any level she wants. Could be literally she looks at a city, puts her hand out, and people and the city are basically almost microscopic size now. So yeah, Victoria's a problem. Her sister, Charlotte, was also plotting against her sister in the series, and she's the one that helped orchestrate this thing. Victoria knew this, but she gives Charlotte a little leeway because Charlotte is a very frail girl. She's also her older sister, and she kind of gave Charlotte a break because Charlotte was a very insecure person, being sickly her whole life. Also, insert Rika there. Rika sees this thing and says, "You know what? How about this, Charlotte?" She wants to give another dynamic to where it's not just Victoria going around doing what she wants and diminishing people. She wanted to add another chaotic element. So Charlotte, her sister that already plotted to kill Victoria, she gave Charlotte power that we don't understand yet, but let's just say Charlotte is not sick anymore, and she seems to be growing stronger by the chapter, so to speak. And there was new characters being introduced in the new chapter from other kingdoms now, you kings and queens, because now there's the fallout from all of this. And now we had the beginning arc chapter happen where everything got sorted out as you read it. And basically now the rest of the kingdoms that are the ones that helped plot also, because again when a coup happens, it's not just one kingdom, it's several kingdoms that are involved. We want to insert this guy in here so he'll listen to us type of situation, or at least we have control of the type of situation. Political struggles, that is
Hmm.
what's different in Diminished. It's not just like Chaotichelleaven. This one's more calculated. You don't have an overpowered OC like Rika. Even though she has influence in that world, she wants to be an observer. She is creating her own anime kind of thing, even though it's real for her in her world. But she wants to watch worlds now. She's creating her own TV shows for her, so to speak. Things that are for her own entertainment. That is the what we're dealing with here. Is Rika is a very much a presence within our own series, that she seems like she's larger than life, and she looks outside this and orders us all around. When it's the fan base or me itself, it seems like she is always with us and she controls us type of situation. That is the vibe we got going for Chaotichelleaven. For those watching the interview or listening right now, as I jabber and jabber on, as our poor interviewer has to sit there and listen to all this stuff, but
It's
it is
okay.
very much, yeah, this is very much the vibe we're going with here. It's not a shameless plug or anything. This is the interview and stuff, but I just want to explain exactly, while I get answer the question, what we do exactly, how we want to be a very unique space of for VTubing and stuff that is very different from everybody else. It's just we want to provide an entertainment venue that you only get in certain types of stories in anime and stuff. I'm a very, very much an anime fan. I've been one for, getting showing my age a little bit here, but over 40 years I have watched anime. I have known it, I've lived it, I've watched it, married someone that also lives it and watched it, and it's also passing on to my kid. This series will be his. Before I keel over, I want this to be his legacy, where he could the money the series makes from this also takes care of his family and his family's family type of situation. That is why I work as hard as I do, so I can entertain everybody and also provide for my family when I go bleh and die. You know, I figure I got some window to do that, and I trying my best. That's all I can do. But yeah, that is answering the question in the longest form possible.
You're good. I had a feeling that was gonna be like a doozy, so I'm like, I'm gonna
Yes,
let them
yes.
have fun with it. Oh, my
It's a
chest.
podcast. If we're not talking, then it's just very boring for people to listen to. So I try to jabber as much as possible.
Yeah. Ooh, hold on, my chest. Ooh, okay, I'm good. There we
All
go.
right.
Yeah, this air bubble. It happens sometimes.
Yeah. I find I used to get that a lot. Again, we say the word, the C word, the COVID word. Okay, whether you want to believe into the conspiracies of the shots or whatever the hell they did, I don't know. But I never used to have that until after the shot, where I got the same day. I used to get a lot of heart, so much like not so heart things, but like gas, like from just eating stuff or whatever. I never had that before. And now I get it. But I find actually, so if you don't like to drink water, have seltzer water. Walmart sells a good seltzer water called Great American, right? And it tastes just like soda. I'm not a soda drinker at all, but you drink that and it's carbonated, and it's better than having soda because it's just flavored water for the most part. And you have seltzer water, and that'll get out your gas by burping and stuff. That will help air bubbles and stuff like that. Believe it or not, this is old person wisdom here, and it's helped me a lot. I don't really get heartburn at all anymore because of that. Have a can once every couple of days if you feel it a little bit, and it goes away instead of taking medication and stuff. You know what I mean? Like, because the heartburn medication, people will tell you, those that get it, it stops working after a while. You're kind of back to square one.
Yep. Okay, next question. What kind of vibes do you want in your community?
Well, the current vibes we have right now is the community is very good when they're there. It's just that some of them have very good attention spans where if they're here, they're razor focused and they're watching it. Then if they want the giantess vibe from the girls all the time, but sometimes the girls do want to just shoot the shit and talk. So you got to do it in moderation, fans. Giantess stuff is great, and I'm provided as much as I can with you, but the girls got to also breathe. If it's giantess all the time, then you're also going to be bored all the time. Once you get to see the giantess all the time, it's got to be special content, special stuff. But
I,
yeah, like the vibe in general, I just want the a nice friendly vibe where somebody can simply sit there. You have a hard day at work, and hey, man, just sit back and relax and get entertained by the girls and what we do in general and stuff. I want to. The world is crazy enough. Let's just have some entertainment for everybody. Like back to the old things of when TV used to do it. Now we have all the streaming service, and everybody just watches what they want when they want. It's just you still need that. Okay, this person is streaming at this time. You still need that. Okay, I'm looking forward to watching them at this time. The streaming thing itself is a bad thing, I think now, because it's not so much. I think they're kind of figuring it out, the streaming thing, so that's why they're doing it once. But they also need to bring back the times. It's going to be on at this time and not available again. Even it's a little tricky because again, we even endorsed it ourselves. Oh, you can watch the replay or listen to the replay and stuff. But maybe we need to also get back as a human condition that you have to watch it at this time and you can't watch it again until there's a rerun of it or something. And we decide to run the rerun. You know what I mean? Like, I think that was a formula that worked for the human race very well. It kept us grounded and also on a schedule based to where we got entertained that way, where you used to sit in front of the TV. The last time I even remember that, where everybody just sat in front of the TV and watched it, was like when The Sopranos were on, especially towards the end of it, the season finale, where you just sat there in front of the TV, and a whole family just sat there and they watched it. That's something that we kind of maybe need to bring back as terms of entertainment in the human race. This instant gratification stuff is why that content creators like me have to make daily stuff now just to keep going. Because if you just try to do it on your schedules kind of thing, you die. I won't say I'm overworked. I'm kind of used to it. It's fine to be able to do things every day. I'm fine with that. But it's just a matter of having a schedule and what something to look forward to is good for people. People would say, "Oh, The Walking Dead was like that." So, I guess, and Game of Thrones, and uh, but still, Breaking Bad had that vibe. What's other shows that kind of had that where people just sat there and wanted, looking forward to the next week's episode type of thing. We need to learn as streamers. I understand everybody wants to make their stream their own way, their community their own way, but as streamers, we gotta kind of up our game a little bit more, maybe just to the point of bringing that TV vibe to another generation. To know, to have them learn that it's okay to be on a schedule with that. Oh, it's coming on at 5 p.m. I want to be there, you know. Yes, I had plans to do today, but you know what? I'm going to move that plan over a little bit. I'm going to watch this stream. They're going to stream and also maybe not have the stream so long. That's just me. Maybe 1 or 2 hours tops. Like they don't have to be 6, 8 hours, 10 hours, 14 hours, 16 hours. That's just so much, you know? Like, you know, your fans aren't watching the whole thing. Come on. Like, everybody has lives and doing stuff. Maybe the 1 and 2 hour format is best for in terms of VTuber itself. I know what I'd do this type of thing. It sucks like a lot out of me. I don't know what it is, just broadcasting to people or whatever, but VTubing and stuff and doing a stream in central kind of like sucks it out of you. No, no toll free call. But yeah, it's just like, uh, just in general. We have to get a formatting that VTubers and stuff in general maybe be like, no, 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 we're gonna just do it our way. My community wants it this way, and that's how it's gonna be. But I don't know. Maybe we need to all get a consensus of what format we want to do in terms of how we want to entertain the fans. Because I don't know, the the streaming space in general seems like it's shifting again. Um, I could tell people now are asking for gaming streams again because they're tired of the political speech going on Twitch and all the controversy and the drama going on that is always involved. I can tell I'm seeing like 'cause I gotta keep my pulse on X, especially. I see so many comments of people saying, when are we gonna get gaming streams back on Twitch? When are we gonna have gaming again? Is that gonna be a thing?" Podcasts are great. This is cool. Like this is fine. You know, this is talking and listening, and you can listen to it afterwards. This has a use case. I understand that. This is fine. But in terms of political speech and just talking about general real life stuff, you already have that. You already have that in real life. You can sit there and watch the news and stuff. When you come into a space and you're watching an anime character talk, you want to be entertained in a different way. I wouldn't think that you would want to sit there and like hear real world stuff and be reminded how the world is annoying. Like I don't know. That's just me. Maybe I'm wrong. I could be wrong, but I just look at the thousands of comments on X each day from people all over the world, and they're all saying, "When are we going to get gaming streams back?" That's what I see anyway.
Yeah, and that's understandable because a lot of stuff in whatever what he says, it's like very understandable. And I would honestly say, if people want gaming, they want gaming to get away from the other stuff. It's understandable. I have been wanting to do that because Jesus, it's been but to like keep up with everything at this point.
I mean, it's like we all do dailies on games for the most part. Most of us should usually do because it's a cool down for us, the relax point of us, you know, or just something that we want to do daily. In terms, I play Genshin, Withering Waves. Those are my two dailies. Stellasora, I've kind of added into that now. Those are just games that are just like they keep you on a little schedule real quick, and you play your dailies, and you go about. It's like, oh, I got to do my dailies and stuff, and that's what you do type of thing. And you should used to be able to take that to streams, but when you do that, people are like, yeah, I don't want to see you do your dailies, I don't care, and they tune out. So it's just like oh yeah, like that was supposed to the stream itself supposed to be your comfort spot to relax, and they made the streaming space now with all these streamers talking about drama and fighting with each other all the time, thinking that it's Jerry Springer all the time, not a relaxed space for even the streamer. And if the streamer isn't relaxing, the crowd isn't relaxing, and everybody's yelling and screaming. And that's why there's so much anger all over the world right now, all over the place with everything, is because there's no kind of just chill spot for anybody. It's just always everything's on 24/7, 7 days a week. You got to argue with each other and yell at each other. It's like, can we just have a spot where you're just mellowing out, relaxing, being chill with each other, you know? That is, again, going back to community thing. That's what I want in my community is chill, relax, you know. You're entertained by the crazy shit I'm writing here. That's what I want to say, you know.
Yeah, and actually, before I go to the next question, I guess I was thinking about I wanted to be like I was saying the Giants game and have my own manga for my OC later on. Because like she has interesting lore, and I wanted like improve upon it. Because like I need so much help getting that adjusted. So tiring. I'm like,
There's levels to everything. You got to have it all organized in your head. I would suggest you do a light novel first and then bring it. This is the, okay, everybody has their own process, but my process was writing it all down first, making it a story, get fans into that story, and then transferring it over to a manga. And of course, changing the whole fucking story after that. But it got your bones going to where, okay, I don't forget, everybody at some point in time probably wrote a fanfic or two in their things. Okay. Chaotichelleaven was very much a fanfic born from Too Tall Rukia. It was a very popular thing on the Bleach Exile forums at the time, and that is where Chaotichelleaven kind of was born. Rika is very much an implementation of Lita Inverse, Sofan Hakfu from Ikutozen, and a splurge of other anime characters from the 90s that kind of got mixed in to create Rika. But the the archetype of Rika was in Too Tall Rukia. How Rukia, I decided to have her changed because she became a giantess, and later on in the story her giantess form gets kind of like put into the temporary body thing that Urahara made for Shinigami, but kept all her strength and everything, so she was super overpowered and stuff, and she became the whole head captain and stuff like that. And the Ichigo broke his legs all the time because he fell from a window, and a lot of weird stuff happens. Rika's voice actress, she became, she'll decide to read the chapters off and stuff like that, and the fans have a real kick out of my early writing, how it was very much early 20s angst and writing edgy things at the time that would not be good for today's audiences. And you, but hey, man, it was the early 2000s. That's how we wrote back then. So they did. I cannot change it.
yeah, and plus early 2000s stuff before how stuff is right now. It's always interesting to read. When you think about it, it was just like,
Well,
oh,
Ghost, yeah, Ghost Stories is a perfect. That's Ghost Stories dub is a perfect personification of how everybody was chill to make fun of one another, if that makes any sense. If you found your whatever you were, if you thought it was weird, I thought you were weird too, or I thought your race was a certain thing to talk about and you wanted to talk about my race. Hey, you want to crack on it, go at it. It's fine. But guess what? I'm just gonna come back right at you with shit. That's all. It was never oh, you're beating up on me type of situation. It was always, okay, you're gonna give it, I'm gonna take it, and I'm gonna give it back, and you're gonna take it type of situation. Everybody understood that. And that's how it was for a little while until, I don't know, everybody decided to get offended by every littlest thing, and you gotta watch what you say, and oh, don't say these certain words and stuff. I can see we're slowly getting out of that. It's slowly evolving out of it, but in terms of like how it was, I don't know if we're ever gonna get back to that. But the early 2000s, like, end of the 1990s was very cool because everybody was just chill with one another, and everybody just kind of cracked at each other, and everybody had, I think those people could talk about golden ages or whatever, but those were like when I would say all races were very chill with one another. We didn't have so much tension. Nobody really gave a shit about politics in general. It was just everybody just kind of was doing their own thing, and that was how it was. It was cool, you know.
mm-hmm,
And then we had all this crap happen.
definitely. Okay. Oh, sorry. Had to like adjust my arm a little bit. There we go. I'm good. Okay. Next one. Any funny, chaotic moments from your chat you'll never forget?
In terms of chat, oh geez, there's a lot. There's clips of it, I guess you could sit there and go back on. There's never one I could just sit there and remember, but they're all kind of funny. I would say the one that stands out to me that created the lore of what Sakura does in the series is a closet pie thing. That was something on the YouTube days when we were streaming on YouTube. Even though we're on YouTube right now too. Uh, that basically there was some joke that came about. I don't even know how the hell it came. I don't even know if I have the clip of it anymore. But somehow we got to closet pies and how the angel Sakura, who's the head angel of all the angels, that is now Rika's underling anyway, but she was Rika's rival at the time. But anyway, she goes digging in the trash of any place and looks for pies, whether they're full or whatever, and then she puts them in her closet and she leaves them in there and they become closet pies. And that is the joke that we have gone with, and now it has its own song, and and it's in the manga, and it's a running joke that we've done tiki takis and stuff, and fans really like that, and because they've never heard of a closet pie before, but it's literally a garbage pie she's dug out of the trash, and she leaves them in her closet with her clothes and everything, and they just stack up in there, and they end up smelling, and all the other girls in the house hate it. And every time they try to throw it out on her, Sakura flips the fuck out on them, and they start fighting. And yeah, that's the lore of the closet pie. So if I could say what remembers the most, I guess the moment or something, it's a closet pie joke. That is very funny.
Interesting. I'm gonna be honest with you before I go to the next question. I guess I barely understand what closet pie means, but good enough. I guess.
It's exactly how it sounds. It's a garbage pie she dug out of the trash, and she put the pie in the closet. And she leaves the pie in the closet, so it becomes a closet pie.
Oh,
There's no
okay.
innuendo behind it, or no, it's not like a puss joke or anything like that. It's a closet pie.
Okay. I was just like, huh? I was like so
She's been
confused.
doing it since the 80s, apparently, because it's in the song that she used to dig out of a Blockbuster. And she used to go into Blockbuster trash, and she used to take closet pies out of there because some reason Blockbusters had a lot of pies. The staff ate a lot of pies, but they had a lot of leftover pie, and they threw it out. So the closet pies came from Blockbuster at first, apparently. But she started this in the 80s. Sakura's been around a very long time, and she has many lores. She has a much deeper lore than even Rika does, because Sakura is very old. She's been around since the dawn of time. She was the first angel created, so she has a very much amount of backstory that I will eventually get into in the series. But and many lives she's had, because when you live forever, you're not just going to have one life and that's it. You're going to do many different things in your life and to have many different things that happen to you, kind of thing, on earth and in heaven. When you just decided to, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, I'm immortal, so I'm just doing all these different things. And each time we'll go into that. But yeah, in the 80s, Sakura dug in trash and she found pies for whatever reason. I don't know if she was doing drugs or whatever, but she's an adult, okay? She's very old, so it was a kind of a weird drug induced thing, since in the 80s they did a lot of drugs. So well, I don't know.
Yeah. Sheesh. I wasn't born in those times, so I was born in 2003. Jesus.
Yeah, that's when the dated old stuff comes in. So some of these jokes go over your heads a little bit. I understand, but yeah, in the 80s and stuff, that's a lot of cocaine was very much a drug that a lot of recreational adults would do, and even kind of people at home would do. I never
Cocaine's
done a
one
drug
hell
in
of a
my life,
drug.
but yeah, I've never done a drug in my life because I'm not getting into that. But I had my reasons why I would never do a drug. But basically, yeah, it's still good to make fun of because it is the history of our country and many countries of how the world was at certain points in time. And the 80s were wild because of that. You had many prominent people doing drugs at the time that they literally glamorized it and put it in movies and things like that. It is what it is.
Yep. Okay, next one. How do you deal with trolls or negativity online?
Well, there's several levels to that. It's an evolving one. It isn't one that is right now the same way. But I've learned to listen to other content creators that were much bigger and smaller than me at the time that used to give me advice and stuff. But long story short is that now I don't really need advice from them. Like, well, you've learned from me, Grasshopper. I don't need to teach you anything. I can see you handle yourself just fine now. Um, very much to the point of when I handled the trolls, it was very much on a confrontational basis. It would be the Italian in me would come out, and I would always want to win the argument type of situation. I would be right most of the time, but it's not the point of being right or wrong. When you argue online, nobody's ever right. It's just a matter of that person's mind cannot be changed. You have to understand that. They have their idea in their head. You interacting with them is what they want. They want that engagement from you. You have to learn that when they're negative towards you, it's hey, look at me, look at me. I want my attention, so I'm gonna be negative toward you. Instead of being okay, there's two terms of ways to get interaction with a person, a content creator, especially, big or small, whatever. They will either be super nice to you and they'll be like, "Oh, I love what you're doing. Man, this is really cool. That's awesome." And I will interact with that person as soon as I see that comment. I will boom, boom, like it. I will comment with them, and I'm very engaged with my audience. And then the negative people, I would do the same thing. I would sit there and argue with them and say, "Oh, yeah, man, you don't know what the fuck you're talking about." Blah 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 blah. But I find that now, unless it's something that I need to address at the time, I find that it's much easier to just go block, done. Nope, not giving you the time of day. Unless you're a big content creator that's trying to call me out where I have to defend myself, which doesn't really happen anymore because people get what we're doing. Um, but if you're new to my space and you have a sit there and you have a tiny little follower account and I can see what you're trying to do is just try to get my attention by being negative, I'm just gonna go block because okay, again, long story short, again, I don't this is a podcast, we're supposed to talk anyway. But I learned this lesson very much from okay, we could go into it was 2023 thing, right? Um Long story short, a content creator in the Giantess community. We will not name names here, but they sat there and they disagreed with how we did things. And I was like, I got you. I got you. It is controversial still at the time. We could try to change that, but I don't want to overload my manga artists. So you have to understand with us streaming every day, basically, with maybe 1 or 2 days off in the week, I have to constantly update the thumbnails. This is when we were on YouTube's prominently. I have to change the thumbnails all the time. So I have to do certain things, whether it's take things from the manga or do certain things in order to make the thumbnails. Okay, it can't just be the character going, "Oh, we're in the giantess space." You have to have a giantess thumbnail type of thing. So they disagreed with how we handled that thing, and they called us out on it. And I was like, "Well, you know, I I want to sit here and I want to talk like how I'm talking to you right now. I will sit there and I will talk to you however long you want, so you understand me and see where I'm coming from here, and we'll come to a consensus where you come to an agree upon type of situation." We figured out a day, talked on Discord. I talked to him for hours. I was sitting there even making dinner as I'm talking to him. Everything seemed cool, copacetic. We came to an understanding. Hey, man, give me a couple months. Maybe I'll figure out something. Okay. But I'm not going to sit there and commit to it. It's just what, you know, I'm trying my best to make sure everybody's happy here. That's a bad thing to do, by the way. Don't do that. Don't compromise anything that you want to do in terms of trying to appease what people that don't like you are not going to change their mind about you. They are, if they don't like you, it's because they don't like you. If it's a casual fan, but if it's another content creator, they will sit there because I learned more about him. Ended up talking about himself more than the problem at hand. So he needed someone to vent to. That's why he decided to call us out to begin with. He was even said, "Well, I see that you update every day," and I was like, "How do you do that and stuff?" I was like, "It's like, well, bro, you just gotta stay constant. You gotta stay on it. You know, be razor focused on it and keep going at it and try your best. You know." It's like, "Yeah, but you know." I got bills and stuff. I said, well, you can ask the community what they chip in when they can, provide free content for them at the same time. So when they are able to do it, hey man, I was taking care of you. You could take care of me, kind of thing. One hand washes the other. I give you all this free content. You can sit there and help us out when you can afford to. I'm never going to sit there and ask anybody that's financially strapped to ever support us. That's not the thing. Everything that goes towards the series goes back into the series, okay? And even my bills and stuff, what goes into the series from the Patreon just pays my bills in terms of my electric bill, my cable bill. This stuff is going up and up, and it's just like that's a big expenses now and stuff, especially electric in New Jersey. Forget it. But anyway, handling that situation was I sat there and I appeased him, and he was cool with it. And he was like, "Yep, that's cool." And a few days later, he just changed his mind and said, "No, he tricked me. He made me believe it." I was like, "Bro, you never what? Huh? I tricked you. I sat there and I talked and sat there and I gave you every spiel of everything, and it ended up being more about you than me, and that was fine. I was happy to help you. That's what comes with age and experiences. I can tell you stuff that happened to me, and hey, man, this might help you type of thing. But in terms of like when it when you decided to just switch up on us, and I was just like, that makes no sense. And then he brought like a bunch of weird people that were just going on our like X thing, searching through our posts. And one guy got really weird, and I had my son's Christmas present, a Bowser that was blown out mist out of his thing, and he just started talking about my son weird and started sending DMs and stuff and saying weird stuff like, "Well, man, I could get your kid taken away. That would be weird. It'd be awesome, wouldn't it, if I got your kid taken away? And what if something happened to your kid, like that?" And I said, "Bro," I talked to him. I said, "Bro, you get the hell out of here with that shit, okay? Don't make me fucking find you, because I'll fucking find you and I'll beat the shit out of you." Like, I don't play. And it's like the guy that's talking behind this cute avatar and stuff. I ain't no pushover, bro. I'll beat the crap. Like, I don't look for it, but if you're gonna bring it, I'm gonna take it from you real quick. Like I said, I grew up a little rough, so don't play with me like that, especially like that. But I'm just saying, like, then I went to the guy that we were having the problem with. I'm just like, hey, you brought all these weird people, right? Can you just like say, "Hey, man, let's all calm down, chill out, and stuff"? I don't know why you got to that point, but let's just stop. And he's like, "No, I'm not gonna do that at all. What's happening to you is you tricked me." I said, "I didn't trick you. What the hell are you talking about?" Like, he's like, "Well, my condition is." I was like, "Yes, I know your condition, and I'm still not gonna bring it up even this podcast right now. But I understand that maybe you should." Take that medicine, because what you're doing right now is you're endorsing a guy that wants to harm my child for an argument source of content creation, and you're sitting there that my kid should be brought into this because I posted my child's toy online as a Christmas present kind of thing, and somebody decided to get weird, talk weird and shit, and that's cool with you? And he's just like, "Well," I said, "The conversation, you know what? That's it. Before this goes any deeper, and I'm cutting everybody off. Everybody else that is involved with this, I am listening to my other content creator friends that said, 'Bro, shut it down.'" I said, "What do you mean shut it down?" They're like, "Block them. That's it. Don't give them the time of day, bro. Just shut them off. You'll be surprised how fast everything chills out. Do not give them life. Do not speak to them. Do not talk to them anymore. When you speak life into their hate, the hate will breed them and make them keep going. But if you don't address them and just block them, and unless it's somebody that's sitting there really calling you out, that's big, that could really hurt your brand, don't give them the time of day, because the normal everyday hater, they're going to fade away and go hate somebody else that gives them the time of day. They're doing it to get attention. And they were absolutely 100% correct, because 2 years later now, and we've had no problems. And it's been, where I can just focus on content. You can see it's affected me because I'm talking about it, but I used it as a learning experience. And whoever listens to this to tell you, when they hate and it's something that's not going to hurt your brand, just cut it off, man. A guy that sits there with, 10 followers or 50 followers or 100 followers are not going to mess with your brand, bro. They're not going to hurt you. They can have a tweet or whatever that can catch on or whatever, but when it comes down to it, don't address it, man. If it's something that's not true, especially, don't give it life. Don't give them something to, because they sit there and it could be 100% wrong. But if you sit there and defend yourself, people think that defending yourself means that you're you're trying to hide something, where you're just sitting there trying to speak the truth about anything. It's just they don't understand that you have a right to defend yourself, but when you defend yourself, it's almost like they think you're guilty, which doesn't make any sense. But the best thing to do, and again, I from experience, is just don't let it live, man. Just let it die. And by letting it die, I mean once you see that negative shit, just delete it. Don't let it. When you do that, the more you do that, you'll realize, holy shit, that's holding me back. Is giving that life and spending any time on that whatsoever. Because if you're spending time on hate, you're not spending time on the positive stuff. You're not spending time on the stuff that makes you good and makes you creative. If you're worrying about hate all the time, you're never going to get to any kind of advancement in your content because you're worried about people that are really in a bad place in their life, that are very much disturbed people that think hate is a way to live. And like I said, that's why we as content creators need to be an escape for those type of people. And when you don't feed into those type of people, they'll go on to somebody else, and that person will address them, type of thing. So again, that's my take from it and stuff. Got a comment here.
Oh,
Best viewer. Oh damn it, it's a bot. Again, my chat's just sitting there listening to this right now. But yeah, the bot, and I can't. My mods aren't even up right now. But yeah, long story short is that's my advice: is when you get a hater as a content creator, big or small, get a community around you that will maybe defend you. I don't really ask my community to defend me for the most part. I will just sit there and say, even my other content, my voice actress Chibi Hime, I told her, when you see that stuff, go do workout and go have fun and go do other things, because spending giving time to Twitter all the time is not good. Post your content on there and walk away. Post your content on there, engage with fans and walk away. You don't need to engage in the hate on there because it doesn't do anything anymore. Elon's not even promoting it anymore. He's just all in AI now. He's AI, 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 AI. Elon don't give a. He knows that having rage bait engagement is not the future anyway. It's passe almost at this point.
he's like, hey, I barely know them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Hold on, I need to adjust myself in my chair. I need to still get myself a new chair.
I just got one. Like I said, my seat. I got to take a picture of my setup, man. It's just funny how my setup is. I had all this stuff in the house, and my bedroom was just so cluttered and messed up throughout the years. All my son's old shit and stuff. There was like hardly any walking space at all. It was just a bed me and my wife slept in, and nothing else. Was just crap in there. Piles of crap everywhere. And I cleaned it out in the last junk day thing. I threw a ton of stuff out, his old strollers, things like that. And I have a walking space in here now. And what I did with the little corner of the room is I put monitor, a big ass TV, my PC set up and everything, and I got a nice chair for my birthday in July that I asked my sister and my wife to get me, and I'm good. And now I just sit back every time they're like, okay, let's stream. I'm like, okay. Normally it would be okay. I would have to get my laptop and I would have to put it on the couch with the stand thing and then put the plugs up to it and stuff like that. And that would be my streaming setup. And I thought that was a comfortable way to do it is, oh, I'm on my couch and I'm doing a stream. I'm so cool, man. Like, no, that was a pain in the ass setting up all the time. This is just you sit down, you turn it on, and you just make sure everything's like on and you're good, bro. Like having a PC setup is a must. Like anybody that wants to stream otherwise, don't kid yourself. Like, don't do that. Have a quarter. It doesn't take much. I'm working with maybe, like I said, I'll show you the picture later on. I'll show it to you. I'm working with maybe 6 feet of just one table in one corner, another table going across, and I got a bunch of monitors, phones, computers, my computer, monitor, a big OLED TV that I play the games on, my iPhone stand, the phones to see all the stream chat and everything. I'm all set up here, got the mic set up and everything. Like I utilize the space very well, and it's good for the setup. And I recommend that for anybody starting off is don't just sit there with a table and a laptop and think you're good. No, make a little corner in your room and deck it out. Piece it out. I get a lot of samples too from that I set up networking throughout the years from GameSir and other companies on TikTok and stuff. So I had a lot of samples sitting around the house after I reviewed them. So and it's like I'm gonna eventually have to do a giveaway for some of them. But yeah, I have still a lot of stuff left over.
It's funny how you mentioned GameSir, and I actually have a GameSir controller with the whole like little things in the joysticks.
Amazing, man. They make some. This is just be like, oh, they give me free stuff. Like, no, their shit's legit. Like, it's good. It's good stuff. Like the Hall effect sticks and everything. Like, they're really like, I love every time they're coming at me with a new controller. I use their stuff. It's not stuff that's just like, oh yeah, I'm getting the sponsorship thing. They just give me free, they give me a free sample and I make a video for them, and that's our relationship. I don't get any money from it or anything like that. But it's just a matter of that. I get the product and I review it, and they're happy, and that's how we do business with each other. The newest controller they sent me, pretty freaking awesome. I'll be using it on my vacation. It's for I'll put my mobile phone in it, and that's when we're in line at Universal and stuff. That's what I'll be playing a game with and stuff. It came with a case and stuff. It's pretty damn cool.
Nice too. Actually, kind of sounds fun.
So,
Okay.
shameless plug to GameSir. If you're listening to this podcast later, we love you and thank you so much for working with us, Trina, and the other girls as well. You're a very awesome company, and that's why you're doing so well, because you are a good company and you got good people working for you. Simple as that.
Definitely. Okay, next question. I saw that you have a VTuber team and you have a manga as well. I think this one went over, but like it doesn't hurt to go over it. This was the one that I think you want me to change, and now I'm like, oh crap, I forgot to.
It's okay. Basically, again, they're the Helmet Girls. I have a channel dedicated to them that we were putting the VODs on, but the fan that was doing it, Shiva, you're amazing. If you're in the chat, we love you so much. Thank you so much for your support. But I saw it was kind of melting your computer, backing up the VODs and stuff. And, you were falling behind a little bit on it. So I wanted to help you out. So I made the Diva Naya YouTube. And, I learned how to multi-stream the Atrium multi-stream with OBS and also restream. Anybody listening to this podcast and you want to multi-stream, go to Restream. You can do 2 free streams. It's not a sponsorship or anything. I'm just saying, you go to Restream and they'll give you 2 free streams, and that's what I use. I have it going on YouTube and TikTok right now. You put in all your streaming stuff in there, and it doesn't even eat away at your internet. It's all done through their server stuff, so it's pretty cool. The only thing that's eating my internet right now is Twitter. On Atrium is X, which have how many X anyway? I didn't even check. See, I forgot to do X. I forgot to look at X. Blah, 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 blah.
Blah 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 blah.
Blah, 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 blah. You got 42 on X right now. Like I said, for X, for some reason that gets almost all the viewership, even at any times. You do have like 10,000 followers on X plug, but it's just a matter of you get people watching it. X is weird because they don't comment; they just watch it. It's just like they're just there, like hey, people on X, how you doing? But yeah, but in terms of I wanted to give a spot to where the VODs for the girls would always be. YouTube is still where it's at to have that, because Twitch doesn't want to host our VODs anymore. Basically, they are looking for easier ways to kick our all everybody's VODs off as quick as possible, and especially if you do their 1440p streams. I think they only give you like 15 days or something like that. So hey, Keaton Kaiser, how you doing? Sorry I streamed so early today. How you doing? How we doing? We're doing an interview today. Feel free to plug yourself. You can plug yourself so they go to your Twitch.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say hi everyone in Chaotic's Twitch. You can just call me Ikeba, and I think Chaotic should have my Twitch thing linked somewhere.
Yeah,
yeah, and they can post it in their chat if they want to, if people are having trouble finding me. Well, actually, since I did pull up your stream real quick,
yeah,
let me
go ahead.
let me just and just do this so people can just literally click on me. Hi.
Yeah, people are waking up now. Hey, everybody, you waking up now? We've been going for hour 23. Holy crap, already an hour 23 minutes. Wow. Time flies when I'm yabbering around. Blah, 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 blah.
Mine like says an hour and 24.
Yeah, pretty fucking good. Hey, that's a
wait.
podcast for you.
Actually we're timed. We're actually timed perfectly. What the heck? That's actually beautiful.
Well, okay, as we know with upload speeds with certain providers and stuff like that, there's latency issues, especially when you're multi-streaming. But at certain points of the day, the internet service providers are nice, and they're just like, yeah, you're not going to have any kind of ping, and it's literally like on point. And it's like what somebody says hi in chat, it's like instantaneous type of thing, Like sometimes there'll be like a 6 or 7 second delay or worse, It's just like, yeah, I said that a long time ago. Well, I don't know.
Yeah, definitely. Oh boy. Oh, neck. I can still turn my
But
neck
yeah,
up,
guys,
boy.
I'm doing an interview here. We are having fun talking about stuff. Feel free to watch it back and listen to it back because it is going to be a podcast. So you'll be able to go on their socials and make sure you listen to the podcast. And this is a good thing for Chibi. You see how it works? Look, you're just talking. You're just talking. See how there's two VTubers going? This is what I want to do with you, at least on a monthly basis, at least one time with the girls, where Diva Naya is playing the host like this, and just you yabber on and talk about stuff, and I go, uh-huh, uh-huh. Well, what about this, this, and that? And the fans had this question about this, this, and that. That's what I want to do, girls. I think the fans would enjoy that a lot. But no, you just want to do your own thing and not listen to me at all.
Yeah.
Working with talent, you will find if this ever comes to you, it's not, I wouldn't word frustrating because I'm having fun. It's just a matter of getting them in a spot is like you're trying to round up a bunch of like cats or something and throw them in a room and you can't do it because they keep running away.
I just thought about something. It's just like you're just like talking to them, and they're like, no. And it's just like, fine, I will get the chancla then.
No, no, and it's go meow, no.
No, no.
Like the fans, I know you guys want that. Like, don't you want the girls all in a stream, like at least 2 or 3 of them at the same time, just playing off each other? It would be so fun, and that's what a group you're supposed to do, and we ain't doing it. That's why we're not growing big enough, fast enough, because I'm telling you, if they want this to be a real source of income for them, they got to get all together and be social, and they won't do it. They won't
Yeah.
do it.
Because I will say socializing does help when you know what you're doing.
Yes, they're just like being their own lone wolves kind of
Yeah.
thing. They think they can just do it all on their own and listen to chaos here and there. We're growing big enough that you're not growing. Yes, there's no pun involved. Diva Naya wants us to have at least 100 people in the chat, and we have a fun time. And the donos are coming in, so the donos are coming in so much. Not that I can live like a fat cat. I'm living fine. I want the girls to be financially supported by this as well. That's the point. Not just me, all the girls too. I want them to be excited about the streams, wanting to do the streams, and they're getting paid to do the streams. But again, it's not so much the fans and stuff. It's Twitch. Hey, hey, Twitch, come here. How about paying us a little bit more? For ads and stuff. I have my ads on the minimum now because you don't pay crap when I had them on for like a lot. You don't give shit.
I
only
did. Sorry. I was gonna say, I just noticed something when I looked at my followers on Twitch. I'm at 666.
Oh, I had that one, but I was like, wow, that's something. At first it was 666, then it's 666, and I was like, well, 6666 doesn't mean anything, but 666, that's like, oh, yeah, that's me. That you're talking to the guy that has that. I am the devil, and that is my lore, and I'm trapped in this thing now. But yes, those are my numbers, and you have my numbers right now. Coincidentally, but it wasn't a coincidence because my fans made the follower count happen. The plan has worked. Whatever plan that would be, just have my numbers. That's what the devil does. I know, stupid, right? But that's what the devil does. Coincidences like that.
Yeah, and before
This
we
is
go
how
to
the devil gets his kicks.
and before we go to the next question, because we're almost there and done. I will say for anyone that will watch the replay stuff, it will be on my main YouTube channel, which will show oh my gosh, my brain, sorry, divide brain, I'm sorry. But basically I would show them how to do the whole YouTube thing, since YouTube has a collaboration of future thing that's been really useful to help small and big channels get noticed, which I will show you that later when I get the VOD uploaded to the main channel. And
Yes,
what
I'd be
we're
interested in that as well.
yeah. Oh, it's very useful. I've been
Yeah,
using it
I got
recently.
all I've seen the thing is what we're doing right now is the VTube studio. But yeah, I've seen that thing where literally like it's like a click. I mean, Twitch has something like that too, where you can just share your voices. Me and Trina do that weekly. We'll share the voices and we share the chats. But if YouTube's doing something similar to that, that's interesting. I definitely watch that when you have that up.
Yeah. And this as well will be on Spotify, because I know I already have one thing set up before Spotify did that one recent thing I guess I didn't know about. But besides that, everything else should be good to go after today. It would just take me time to get everything, up and going so I could get episode 1, 2, and 3, and this one uploaded at the same time, and then get everything set up. Because I'm not gonna worry about the thumbnail stuff for it for later on until I get something figured out. But besides that, that's all I'm gonna say. Let's get to the next one.
Okay, real quick. Aiden, you will not get paid until the girls get paid. You get bread and water, and the bread and water is on layaway. You don't get paid yet. No mods get paid yet until the girls get paid. That's how it works. You get paid in all the free content you are enjoying, like this right now. So that's your payment. You not ask for payment until the girls get payment. That's how it works, okay? Bread and water, and the bread and water is on layaway. Simple as that. Okay, go ahead.
No, you're good. Okay. If your VTuber model came to life, what's the first thing they do?
In terms of what, if they just jumped out of the screen and attacked me, or like what? I don't get it.
Like if they came to life and basically, did
Lived in your
like
house?
yeah.
They bitch. They bitch to me right away. They'd be like, "Why did you create me? Why am I here? What I was supposed to be? Do you realize the badass deviltry that you had? You had me on 3 different models. I was first my normal devil self with the horns coming out, the sunglasses, and then I became this beefed up super shredder VTuber thing, and then I became this kick ass 3D model. And you didn't even give it the time of day, but Diva Naya, this thing you see before you that is sitting in your house right now, you're giving this the time of day. This is what you choose for the fans to see. Is this every day? I'm an abomination, and you're just letting me exist when you had these other things made, and you literally threw them away in not even a month. Something the fans saw maybe once or twice, and you just threw it away, threw the model away like nothing. The 3D model wasn't even really premiered, and you just had that thing, and it looked badass. But you're just like, nope, this thing right here, this is the one right here. And you like it. You like looking at me, just gawk at me, stare at me right now. That's what you're gonna do. And it would probably like lift its skirt up at me. I'd be like, no, dude, stop. And you're like, no, look at what you created. This is your abomination.
Okay. Okay, that was like a little
So
silly question to have.
if this model came to life, this is exactly what would happen. This is a lore with the character itself.
Oh man, okay, that was a good silly question to ask. I love that one. Just to have a little bit of fun, so everyone on the Twitter side for you and whoever else, got a little bit of a giggle.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see next one. Which other VTuber would you survive a horror game with or die first with? Oh, basically with your characters. I think that's what it means. Yeah.
Would my character survive in a horror game? You mean or the VTuber characters in general, or the
VTuber.
streamers? There's that's kind of a double layered thing because okay, the characters for the series and then the VTubers themselves, the talent behind that, they are very different people. So
Yeah.
explain further.
Probably the characters. I think I was meaning the characters.
Oh well, okay. Different things would happen. If you're talking Rika, she'd just be like, "Yeah, I'm here and I'm gonna play along with this shit." But at any point, I'm just gonna nerf the whole fucking thing, and this monster that's so scary, I'm just gonna blow it the fuck up and take out this entire world because I can. and it's annoying me. But she tends to not. Okay, you have to understand with Rika, she understands she's overpowered. She understands that she's very much a world-breaking thing that could just ruin a story instantly type of situation. So she will play along with any plot that's going along. But if it annoys her enough, she will just literally be like, yeah, fuck this, and just nuke the whole fucking thing. And that can happen at any point. She might live through the entire story of what's going on, and you as the reader might be like, well, why is she even dealing with this? She can just nuke it. It's because she knows if she nukes it, then it's not interesting. So she just goes along with it. She goes along with it because she realizes in a fourth wall Deadpool type of thing that she is an animu character, and story plot is important. So yeah, that's Rika. Sakura, on the other hand, is she's very strong. Don't get me wrong, but she's also very stupid. So she's very scarable in terms of things, but you could also get her to where she would not understand what's going on at the same time. So when thing jump scared her, she would just kind of like scream, and then she would just be like, "Well, okay, yeah." She'd be a screamer. Selena would be angry at it because you're not Rika Sama, and if you're not Rika Sama, she's going to kill you anyway because you are not Rika Sama. Let's see. In terms of me, Diva Naya, I would just again be just like, what do you think? You're fucking tough, bro. Like, fuck off. Like, I am the fucking Prince of Darkness trapped in this fucking thing right now. You not seen the horrors I've seen. I have histories of greatest abominations where I live, okay? Where I used to live and rule anyway. And you think you're a bad thing with your eye falling out of your friggin' eye and your arms, all 15 different thousand arms and whatever the heck else is in this horror game. You are nothing. I am not scared of you. You are nothing but a thing that has been created in a lab or whatever the heck story plot of this horror game is, and I don't care. You don't matter to me. And all my other characters, they would all have different kinds of things. Rid Hellfire, she would just ask if it was a snow crab. Uh, Victoria, she would just diminish it and always, while Victoria is very much a human, she would use her powers very much to get out of those situations. She would just diminish the problem away. Charlotte would just kind of like try to be smart with it and deal with the situation a little bit, but she's kind of changing in her personality. So I don't want to go too much into her, how she's going to be changing. But yeah, first she was a strategist, but that's changing for her. Um, other characters would probably be normal the way they acted and stuff like that. But yeah, in terms of Rika and stuff, she would play along. She would play along with it and pretend to be scared and act scared because when we do meme things and Rika's just playing games, she does play like a normal person. She doesn't like in terms of video games, she's an average player too. She's not like, oh, I'm broken playing video games. She kind of sucks in some games and stuff like that. So yeah, it's just she'll yell and get screamed and things. We've done memes with that stuff, but yeah, that's how it would be for our characters in horror games and stuff like that.
Yeah, that makes
Thank you
sense
for the
for.
gift, Chili 666, another 666 thing. They just gifted twice on TikTok. Thank you so much. David Johnson, thank you so much for the comment on YouTube. I know we don't get a lot of comments on YouTube because it's new, but thank you so much.
Yeah, I will say it's understandable how the characters would react, because some of them would be like, "Man, I don't want to deal with this," or "I'm just gonna play along." Oh man, my eyes.
Yeah, and I did the same thing. I just rub my eyes like crazy right now.
Yeah,
The
like
camera's tweaked out.
yeah, I have like new glasses right now, so I'm like getting used to them.
Unfortunately, don't need those. I'm still good. Still with the 2020 for now.
Yeah, like I only need them because I used to have my VR headset on a lot of the time and passed out in it.
Does that really like? I want those really do just like I don't have them on even though I got the MetaQuest 3 and I use what you call I still use the what you call venture AR glasses. I use those like every day. Does VR really does mess with your eyes eventually? I mean, they are two screens right up in your eyeballs, so
Yeah, well, it
it's
depends on
okay,
how.
David Trigger. It's okay. Introduction definitely has been nice. Sorry, I haven't responded much. My laptop's been acting crazy to restart. It's okay, David Trigger. It's okay. Thank you guys for showing up. I know the stream's a lot earlier than usual.
But I will say, man, my brain. But it's just like I'm just doing what I can with like how I'm getting some new stuff and whatever. But like with the VR stuff, like it depends on how close you have the lens and whatever towards your eyes. I have mine close enough because like when I don't have glasses on, I'm like blind as a goddamn bat. I'm like, what did you say,
Oh,
Sonny? I can't see you.
yeah. My wife was like that. She got laser eye about a year ago now. She had LASIK done, and that's been working good. She got 20/20 back from it. But yeah, she kind of saved up and did a payment plan on it and stuff like that. And you know, it's all paid off and stuff. But yeah, she had that done. She wanted to get that done for a while.
Yeah. Okay, next question. And I hope your wife is doing better though, by the way.
Yeah, she doing good.
Yeah. I was like, hold on, let me go back and say make sure your wife is doing better because I didn't
Yeah,
want to
she
feel
good. She
like
good.
yeah. Okay, what motivates you to keep streaming even on rough days?
Makes me keep streaming even on rough days.
Yeah.
Well, now like I said, that's a two thing question. Now I try to have again with the group and stuff. It's a little different for me. I'm a substitute streamer, and I try to have one per week for me just to keep the flams acclimated with me. You know, acclimated with me, acclimated kind of thing, where they're used to seeing this character now. Uh, Also, like I said, I'm the one doing the update things. It used to be Rika that always did the updates on the YouTube. Okay, that would be the update. You have that once every 3 weeks where she would just do the status of the series, go over stuff, what we're doing, and stuff like that. I find doing it on a weekly basis is much more important to the fans, and it keeps them more engaged, and they very much like it a lot. Um, and I find bothering Rika's voice actors to do that all the time, especially when things are changing on a daily basis, would be a little rough on her. So I was like, let me take that task up and I'll do it. And the fans have been very receptive to it, and even Naya's character in general. So as far as getting up to streaming and stuff, I am the guy on the bench that is always coming in when the girls need me, kind of thing. When they can't stream, I jump in there. And like I said, I always stream once a week. We always pick that one day. Seems like it's always being either a Tuesday or a Wednesday. This week it's going to be right now. It's right now, Monday. Because Chibi Hime, Rika's voice actress, it is her birthday today. So happy birthday. Make sure you guys all say it in the Discord. I'm gonna ping you all later on. And wish her a happy birthday again, even though we did it during our watch
Happy
party on
birthday,
Friday.
Rika.
Yes, happy birthday, Rika. Happy birthday, Chibi Hime. Rika's birthday is on Halloween, but
Oh,
Chibi Hime is funny enough, is in the same week as Rika's all the time. So that's always fun that they almost share the same birthday, you know,
uh,
canonically wise. Chibi
oh,
Hime is a good friend of mine. My wife and her, I've been friends with her for over 10 years now. We met her at going at Anime Next Con many, many years ago, like I said, 10 years ago. But we met her at a con. Okay, back in the day, long story short, again, just jumping into another thing real quick, but when you used to go to anime cons, it's very similar. It's Discord now, but back in the day, it used to be message boards. You would go on that con's message board, and people would be like, "Oh, I'm looking for a room. Does anybody have a room?" And I used to be always the dude that organized that. I would get maybe, you know, I would try to keep it the same between girls and guys, so it wouldn't be mismatched and stuff. You know, eventually it became more girls than guys, but that wasn't me to have a Harlem or anything like that. No, it's just the point of it ended up being where the girls felt more safe with you know, guys that they knew and things like that, you know, and I never would try anything on them or not like that. You know, I'm a gentleman when it comes down to it, as the girls would tell you. I never do anything like that to them. But so everybody would just kind of cram into a room. And before I met my wife and I had my kid and stuff, we used to have a good amount of people in the room. We would have probably about 8 or 9 people in the room. There'd be a couple that would go on the bed. You know, two girls would share on a bed. I would always sleep on the floor because again, gentleman wise, I would sleep on the floor. Some people would like just kind of use that for luggage space where they kind of like they would stay at other friends' hotels, but they would still pay their share for the room. Because that was also a good thing too, is you kind of like you would get a hotel stay for 3 or 4 days, but it would only be like it wouldn't be even $100 because everybody's sharing the price cost. You know, I'd be the one that set it up, and I have the money up front and pay for it, and then all the girls would just PayPal me or just have the money in cash and give it to me, and that would be it. And that's my con spending money kind of thing. And it always worked out great. And Chibi's kind of the only one left over from that. She was the leftovers from all the other girls and stuff that are still doing fine and things like that. But they all got their own lives and moved on and stuff like that. We're still friends online, but yeah, it's just a matter of they don't go to the cons really that much anymore. But Chibi and my wife and stuff, we still try to go to cons and stuff as much as possible. So we go to Otakon a lot. Past couple years we haven't, but yeah, usually that is where things. I don't even know what the hell the question was. We just went off to that, but yeah.
No, it's
Uh,
fine. I'm thinking. I was just letting you talk. I was like, I'm gonna let you have fun. But let's see. Next one, because
yeah,
after this
David
one, we
Trader said I see sometimes it's just the meetups at the arcade and stuff. Yeah, I mean, you guys still do meetups and stuff, and that's cool. Me, I was never the con thing again was the thing that was my meetup. I never really did like real life meetups and stuff like that, but that's why I see a lot of people do that now. They go on socials and they're like, "Oh, let's all meet up in this one place," and sometimes it ends up being bad, but a lot of times it's fine. But yeah, they'll be up in the malls or something like that. I noticed that.
yeah. Because after this one question that gets asked, we have three more questions.
Uh huh.
So let's see. What do you want your viewers to remember you for?
I want them to remember me as a content creator that became more than just okay. Vizzy Pop has done that too in terms of Has Been Hotel and Hello Boss and stuff like that. So they're kind of like the example that we're already trying to be. There's been other content creators that have come out with series from YouTube and from Twitch and whatever the things, but they're kind of still doing their things in terms of I'm a streamer and stuff. To me, streamer is just the extra thing. Ultimately, we want to be a series. We want to have our series made on whatever streaming platform, because again, it's streaming. It's not going to be on TV anymore. It used to be the goal to get on Adult Swim and be on TV and syndication and things like that, but that's not the case anymore. Obviously, it's streaming services now. So whatever streaming services decide to take our series and stuff like that, we just try to gain popularity through our stories and stuff like that. The manga again speaks for itself. It has been going on long enough to the point of we're over 1,000 pages now, and that's plenty to build a series off of. As I come up with more ideas and things like that. I honestly want to get more back to Chaotichelleaven for the most part, and the other series. Diminished will keep going because that the most interesting story out of my thing that I still like keep going. So Diminished will keep me going too. But the manga artist again can only do so much. So it's like that gets split between 4 pages and 4 pages on bi-weekly basis type of thing. So I want to keep going with Chaotichelleaven as as much as possible because that series isn't going to end until I pass away. So and even then, I want to stick around long enough to where again I can pass this on to my son, and he's very interested in the characters even at his young age. Not so much no, he doesn't see any of the sexual stuff, of course, because that's horrible to show kind of thing to a child. But he just sees the characters as cute things to be, and he watches the live streams and stuff, and that's why our live streams, for the most part, they'll have little jokes here and there. For the most part, they're clean because my kid's watching them. So yeah, that's how it is. He just sees the series as that cute anime characters that are talking about random things and stuff, and he doesn't he'll be just down playing a game or something like that. He kind of just watches it, on the background type of thing. But yeah, it's all about passing on what I'm doing here to my kid and my thing eventually. Kind of like how if you want to do a sad example, but an example of Akira Toriyama when he finally passed away, sadly. Even at his, he was middle aged to be a little older. Was in the 60s, I believe. But him passing away, it's still something he left to his son and to his family in general. That to where that's going to take care of them for the rest of their life, and they have a little say in the series along with the person that's doing the series now for Akira Toriyama, his successor, Tortaru. Uh, but it's just a matter of yeah, that is my goal, is something to just pass on. My series to be passed on to all our fans and friends, and just something, a legacy to leave behind. Because as you get older, you worry about legacy and what you're going to leave behind. I'm proud of Chaotichelleaven. Even people sit there and say, "Oh, well, you have the lewd stuff and stuff." That's fan service. Anime comes with fan service. That's something that people forget. That's how it was born. Is fan service. Fan service will always be a thing. No matter how much credit card companies and stuff try to cancel it out, it's still going to be a thing. So, bleh, bleh, I don't have the tongue to come out of the thing, but yeah, I'm going bleh. So, a human being is a sexual thing, and they like sexual things, and things would be sexualized. It's just what they do. Okay, it's what human beings see. Oh, that thing's cute. Oh, I'm older now. I want to, screw it. It's just the natural thing or order of things. If it's something that they're attracted to, even with again stemming from childhood with giantess things in general, it starts out as that as a child, and then it becomes a fetish type of thing because it's just something that you were engraved into you as a kid, and you pass it on. I'm not saying, oh, we're sitting here grooming things. No, anime in general is always something that it's building blocks in terms of what you would like later on in your life, that certain archetype of a character and stuff, how that character acts or things. Is she brash? Is she nice or something? That is what the child growing into an adult decides. I want that in my mate or whatever partner or whatever. Hey, I want my mate or partner to be that way. So they bring that to a girl in a series or something like that. That is why I have a variety of characters that act different ways. It's you're giving an example to, oh, I'm gonna want my girl or guy to be that way, you know?
Hmm.
I want them to be nice like this. I want them to be maybe fucked up. Rika is in the things and stuff. Maybe that's something I would enjoy having in my life because I'm grounded, but maybe I want a person that's ungrounded in my life to just even things out and stuff. That's something an adult makes in their choice in life. And that's why I think it's good to have a variety of characters with different personalities and how they act in things and stuff. That's my legacy I want to leave behind. Long-winded answer, but that is my idea of what I want to do for Chaotichelleaven in general.
That's very understandable, and that's very nice what you want to do for it. I like that. Okay, so I got an idea here. So we don't go one question by one question. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna see all the last three, so I can like close the notepad. Okay, for the last three, how it was your feed? How has VTubing changed you as a person? And then next one is, do you have any long-term goals or dreams for your channel? And last one, what's something you've learned from the VTuber community?
Okay. In terms of a VTubing personality, I've learned to be more gabby. As this came from VTubing. Okay. I'm not a gabber per se, unless we go into the watch party things and people want to talk about stuff. The watch party and on Fridays that we have, that turns into first a TED Talk type of thing, and I kind of want to, now that I'm streaming and stuff, I'm telling the fans, hey man, maybe we could kind of just bring this to the streams now. We can just watch anime and stuff. We don't have to really. It used to be this is the only way you get to talk to Chaos, aka me, David Naya, the Devil, whatever. But Chaos is what most of the fans call me. But that's used to be how you could talk to the creator of the series was on Fridays during our watch party. So they would use a little bit of that time is to talk about general stuff and get my consensus on it, and that was fine. But now that I stream, it's like, you can do that here, and it's more of things there. It's just more of a good way because it can also be backed up and use that for other people to, if they have similar questions within our fan base or just tuning in for the first time in general. Oh, they addressed this subject. I'm going to listen to them on that instead of on Discord, where it kind of probably will just die. Somebody might record it and have it on a live stream and stuff. For the most part, everybody that goes on a call on voice on Discord, it's kind of wasted, not content per se, but wasted conversation in terms of it's only going to be in those persons that are talking to you memory for a little while, and then it's just gone. It poofs away. It's kind of like if you want to sit there and do a comparison, even when back in the day, it's like when you did an RP online and you did all that crazy stuff. You had maybe a family and all this crazy things you did with an RP. Because again, in the early 2000s that we just used to RP with random people, even though they were on the other side. But we used to just RP with random people and stuff, and you would have a family, and you would just do all this crazy stuff. This is where my writing bones came from, so I don't fault for doing it or anything like that. But that's what you used to do. But when you think back on it, it's like, wow, I spent probably hundreds, if not thousands of hours doing RPs online as just a creative outlet at the time because you maybe had that missing thing of not having a girlfriend at the time or a thing. I had girlfriends during high school and stuff like that, but whatever. It's just a matter of at certain points in where you're trying to figure out your life and you're just working and you don't have the time for a relationship or you're just not ready for it in general. Um, you go online and you would sit there and RP. People still do it to this day, but back in the day, it was like big. You used to just go on chat rooms and it was completely like Wild West at the time. And like I said, you didn't know who you were really talking to on the other end of that. And it's just a matter of you were just RPing and just doing things and stuff. And I didn't see many. I was ever talking to anybody that was underage because again, kids online at during that time that were young, that was kind of rare. So you didn't really you would get a vibe for that anyway. So I didn't think that ever fucking happened anyway. Even if I got a pinch of that, I would run away like hell. You know what I mean? But it's just like you didn't know back then. It was just crazy. You were born in 2003, so you wouldn't get it. But back then, it was just wild because you did really not know when you think about it. It's like, what the hell are you even doing back then? It's like you're just talking to a complete. People do that now, but it's like it's easy to understand what a person is online right now. But back in the day, you had no idea. There was no personas. There wasn't really any pictures or anything. You were on dial up and it was just everything was very different. You didn't know what you were talking to. And everybody just would go into this whole thing. You would RP as a character from a series or something like that, Tenchi Muyo RPs and things like that. And you just make a family with those characters and stuff and you would just have like this whole spiel of again for people that are around my age they will understand they probably did this themselves but you would have a whole family and everything again it would just be wasted though because sure it's in your memories but at the same time it's gone it's maybe it's better that it's gone because some of those things got bad but I'm just saying it's just like those were different times back then and people did different things and it was very different back then and those things are wasted conversations and that's how I feel if we get too much into Discord and talking on Discord I get the same vibe as I did back then of when I look back on a RP it's just like all those hours and all that talking and if it's not backed up like we're talking right now it's a waste because if I'm giving advice to you and stuff like that that's good for you but it's not good for the person that might have the same question that because I get asked a lot of the same questions and advice all the time, the same kind of questions over and over again. But now, if it's backed up like this conversation is, I can say, "Hey, man, just watch the podcast. You're asking this question, go watch the podcast. You're good." What do you mean?
Mm-hmm.
What? If you watch the podcast, you're going to be asked. The questions you're asking me right now are in that podcast. Go ahead, just have it a listen. Go to work. You know, put the earbuds in your ears and have a listen. And I guarantee you, everything that you're asking me right now, I answered it already in there. And that's why I say everything you're doing online should be content for the most part. Because odds are, especially if you're in a content creator space, you should be always trying to. People say, "Oh, you're trying to monetize it." No, 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 no. It's not about just making money kind of thing odds are most of the stuff you're making online will not make you money. But it's a matter of it's addressing things that your fans might have asking things. You're giving them something to go by. They get you understanding the content creator itself. Like I said, that's why I said the podcast is a good idea because you want to know more about the creator and stuff. Here, I'm right here. Just listen to this. I'm all front and center right here. You know because I have people that misunderstand what I do exactly, and this podcast will be a good talking point to say, "Hey, man, you want to understand me? Just listen to this. You don't have the attention for it, I got you, but then don't bother me." Like,
Yeah.
ugh.
Oh, are you stretching?
No, it's stretching.
Yeah.
It's stretching.
Oh. Oh.
So, like those
Oh.
that listen to this thing and say, if did he have any energy drinks or coffee? The answer is no on any of that. No, I do not drink energy drinks or coffee. If I did, I'd be hopping off walls. So no, this energy just comes from when I make content. This is how I am before I mellow out when my family comes home and stuff because I have a X amount of hours to do the certain content I do. But if I stay up late at night and do it, it screws me up and I end up sleeping more than I should. So I tried to get at least a good amount of sleep for this podcast. So I think like to think I was pretty high energy for this, if I do say so myself.
Yeah. which you were, and I think I had fun with today. And I don't. I think we answered the other two. Yeah, we did. Well, the last one. So I think we're good. So I would say hopefully everyone here had a good time watching this. And remember, this will be posted on my main channel, and I would just have to get a thumbnail ready for it and whatever, which won't take long. And yeah, Spotify, and I think that's mostly where it would be posted. And then I'll probably highlight this on Twitch so you guys can come back to it, so it's saved. Because I usually just save the podcast stuff and then move my mainstream stuff I do to my other channel I have for my archive past streams. That one's been doing good apparently.
It's backed up on. It's gonna be backed up on our YouTube now if you need it, so it'll be right there.
Yeah.
It'll be there. It ain't going nowhere. But yeah, I'll look. I'll ask you later on. How to do the Spotify thing. I've seen it and stuff like that, but like I said, when I eventually get the podcast going, I'm gonna want to be on Spotify too. Because again, it's great. It's on Twitch. It's great on YouTube and stuff, and people you listen to YouTube too for podcasts and stuff. But Spotify is still where it's at for a podcast. That's just where it is. And
Yeah.
I want to show that to Chibi and say, you see, look, I did a podcast and you can listen to it, type of thing. And this is what I want to do with you girls. And this is interesting. This is just so again, podcasts are good. That's why podcasts, which is just a really, when you think about it, a podcast is still the old form of radio. The old, when people used to just gather around a radio, no TVs or anything like that, just way before even my time. I'm not that old. But people used to just gather around radios and listen. And people do that now, but gathering around the radio is your own personal device of whatever the hell you want to listen to. 99% of the time it's your cell phone. But you're just listening to it while you're working, driving, or whatever. You're listening to this podcast right now. You choose, and that's why this medium itself will never die. I think the person in front of the camera, not so much us because we look cute, talking and moving around, but I think the normal person in front of a camera, I don't think that's going to last much longer. Not with AI plopping out as way it is. It's just too easy to make that content, especially since it involved to a person sitting in a car and talking. I think that is the lowest. I'm not trying to insult anybody that makes that kind of content, but honestly, in just my personal opinion, if you're sitting in a car talking, that's not content. That's just you talking in a car. Because if you can sit there, okay, if somebody walked on me right now, right, and they see me in front of a microphone with a cell phone and they see this character on there, they're like, whoa, that's cool. That's impressive. That you got a nice setup here. When you see that, and I've seen it because I'm in New Jersey, I've seen people talking in their cars doing TikToks and stuff like that. What would you see in person if you're seeing that in real life? It looks ridiculous, right? Because you're seeing a person ranting in front of their phone in their car, looking like they're a crazy person. But again, if somebody walked on me right now as I'm talking and seeing all this setup I have around me, they're going to nod their head and be like, wow, that's cool. But if you see somebody doing that in your car, yelling in a car in a camera, and you look at them and they go, what the what are they doing? Why are they doing that? That's not content then. That's not something. If you're not impressed with seeing that in person when you walk in on it, it's not real content. Just like when you walk into a movie set and you look around at all the green screen stuff and the sets and the whole movie magic of everything, and you're like, wow, this is cool. This is how a movie is made. Wow, that's amazing. Look at all the cameras and the computers, and you're like, wow, this is amazing. That kind of content, that is car content, is not content because it's not impressive to see in real life. That is what I'm trying to narrow down to people is we need to get, they sit there and talk about AI. Oh, AI is slop and stuff like that. There's a process involved. I can get to AI and stuff because I know that's a controversial subject, but there's a process involved. What you see as content right now, especially on TikTok, is the real slop. That's the slop that anybody could make at any point in time and is super easy to make that requires no artistic kind of integrity whatsoever. It's just somebody yelling in front of the thing about everyday life things. And while some people might find that interesting, it's not real content. It doesn't have creativity involved. It's just somebody ranting about their everyday life stuff. That's not a sustainable kind of thing. I'm sorry, it's not. People say, "Oh no, it's like the news and stuff." It's not like the news. The news, they got billions of dollars behind them, and they have movie sets and they have cameras. And again, if you walked in on that project and that process, you'd be like, "Wow, look at all this. That's amazing." You sitting in a car and talking, that's never going to be amazing. That's never going to be something to hang your hat on. I'm sorry. That's my little thing at the end of this podcast. I know if you got this far and stuff, that's just my own 2 cents that I'm just thinking of randomly and stuff. But again, in terms of what's going to evolve and what's going to stick, VTubers ain't going nowhere. Podcasts, this medium right here, will never go anywhere, ever, because again, it's something that somebody could listen to while they're doing something else, especially at your job, working. You can listen to it, unloading a truck, doing paperwork, whatever. You're listening to this right now. You could hear it. It's something to stimulate your mind from your everyday work of not doing anything. A person in a car, and you're at your job watching a person in a car ranting about that, and somebody walks somebody walks by you and you see somebody listening to somebody in a car, like they're like, "Why are you watching that, dude? What's that?" You know? Yes, YouTubers are in the yeah, my phone dies. Inevitable? Is that what you say, Bal? I can't. Now my eyes are tired to it. I can see it clearly, but I can't see it clearly. Maybe I'm not 2020 anymore. I'm not. Maybe I'm not 2020.
But I will say, I think I found us a raid target to show some love on Twitch since they're one of my friends.
Yeah. Yeah, Bow Dev though. Bow Dev, real quick, shout out to them before they go. They make since they listen to the podcast and stuff like that. Chaotichelleaven is in their game. It was called Maid Bot thing, but it's called Vindictive Drive 2. It is an amazing game. I love playing it. They're always updating it. It just went on Android. It's a really fun game. It was on Steam at first. It's still on Steam right now, but it's also just went on the Android store. They make it a really fun game where it's just like a shooting game. You're like all these maid bot type of things. And Rika is in the game. She powered herself down just to be in a game. And she has a boss move where she gets really big and she eats the world. So yeah. He's gonna be adding Idol Rika eventually soon. But yeah, Val Dev is an awesome content creator themselves. And if you come across their game, again, Vindictive Drive 2, feel free to give them some support and love. The game is free to play on Android and is very affordable on Steam. They have sales on it all the time. Okay, a little plug right there, but I saw Bal there. I wanted to give love because they're amazing. They said thank you so much too. Yes, Bal, anytime, brother, anytime. Like I said, when we started collabing with you and then the YouTube died, at that point I always felt so bad for that because we were going to do so much to help out your series and I was going to promote it every week for you, and it was literally like, bro, I cannot collab with a content creator that's putting my character in a video game. And I was so bad about that. That was made me so bad more than anything. It's like, oh, my character's in a video game. That is so amazing. And I can't just give my platform that I've had for almost 5 years love to them. I was just like, I hate you, YouTube. I want to kill you, YouTube. I don't like you right now, YouTube. You've dashed me right now. You've dashed me.
Hey, Bal,
But
if
yeah,
you. Oh, sorry. I was gonna say,
yeah, right
Bal.
there.
Yeah, I was gonna say, if you're in Chaotic's thing, I'd be down to help you out as well. Because I would say I've been want to get my Osina game as well lately. Like, video game. That'd be kind of cool.
Out there. Yeah, no, they're very. Go check it out right now. You can go around your phone right now. Go Vindictive Drive to it. You can see the gameplay and stuff like that. It's really fun. And then what you call it, you can see your character in there. About Bal's very cool cat. They are very nice to talk to. They stop by our streams all the time, even though they don't have to. They're very busy with their game all the time, constantly updating it. But they're always here for us, and I appreciate it really a lot. Don't say it enough, Bal. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Okay. Now, since we're gonna get ready to raid out, because I did the you on Discord, I would say hope everyone had a good time watching this. I had a great time, and I'm glad I got to. Well, I wouldn't say me, but I'm glad I got to meet Chaotic because I've been watching their stuff for a while, even before I got out of high school. So I'm like glad I got to meet them and do something like this with them. It was actually kind of fun.
I'm glad I didn't let you down, though. I know some people have a bad perception of me, but this is me as an open book. I am not different as anybody will tell you that knows me in the Discord or the girls and staff. This is me right here. I am not different with anybody else. I am very random with this, and this is how I talk with everybody. I'm not like evil behind the scenes or anything. No, this is me.
Yeah.
You are
No,
seeing the open book right here.
no, you're good. But for everyone on my side, I'm gonna be reading out to my friend, and if Chaotic wants to do the same, because I want to get my
I know
friend.
you did. Yeah, I'm not gonna do a read. I'm not
Yeah.
that tired.
No, you're good. You're good. You're
No
good.
reads today. Yeah.
Yeah. But for everyone, have a good one, and see you later.
Bye bye, everybody. Thanks for stopping by. I gotta do the update videos now too, so I'm not done yet.